Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back to my podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. We are sticking to the plan and doing an episode every single day. So at the end of the year, there'll be 365 episodes. So, all right. This is another subject matter that often gets talked about a lot, and it was kind of part of another email that I got, but I'm going to address this separately, and I've already emailed the person to let them know I'm going to address this separately because I think that this is important to extract from the larger picture, and that is being in a microwave success mentality. Okay? Microwave success, I've even seen somebody say, how did they put it? I think they said microwave success syndrome. And I wish I could remember where I read that because I saw that somewhere. But the microwave success is definitely a thing within business, especially in entrepreneurship, small business owners, and the like. Microwave success is no such thing. It does not exist. When you see all of these entrepreneurs, myself and anyone else included, you have no idea. Well, you guys who are regular listeners who, know my brand for a long time, I share a lot of the work that I do, but there's a whole lot of work that goes on that I don't share on this podcast. If you really want to be in the know of pretty much anything, my business or me, podcast is probably going to be where you're going to hear it first. There is so much work that goes on behind the scenes. There is so much work that people don't see. Even when people see me working at an event and they see me running around and they may see, giving direction to staff, my assistant, whatever, all of this stuff. And still, you may not even know what fires we're putting out behind the scenes because we're not talking to the people who are outside of the crew. We're just talking to the folks that are inside, so you may have no clue what is going on. You just see us running back and forth, but you don't even know what that scurrying across the ballroom floor is about, And sometimes it's something pretty serious that we have to put the kibosh on real fast. And we just, literally running across a ballroom. That is actually a thing that has happened many times. Cutting across people dancing on a dance floor. I remember doing a wedding. This is funny. I remember doing a wedding and it was packed. The dance floor, you could not find, this had to be like a hazard because I was like, the place was, that they rented from. I said to myself, they're lying about the capacity because this place was packed. And I was so sure they were lying about the capacity because I said, this doesn't make any sense. But anyway, the dance floor was super packed. Music at an all-time high. People just, we done cut the cake. Now we're cutting up. I mean, it was crazy. But great wedding, so much fun. And there was a fire that I had to put out in the middle of all of the fun. If I tell you, it took me 10 minutes, and I'm not even joking, like 10 minutes to walk across a dance floor that was maybe 30 feet from one end to the other. The dance floor was, I couldn't even go on the outskirts because even on the outskirts, there was too many people. So I said, okay, what's the quickest way for me to get from point A to point B? Let me cut through the middle of the dance floor. Why did I do that? Why? I danced my way through. I don't even remember what song was on, but I danced, and everybody's like, hey, hey, they're just thinking, oh, the event planner is getting down with us. Yeah, because they were trying to get me on the dance floor for the longest, but I try to stay on the outskirts of the dance floor. I'll do a little electric slide and, them type of things. And, but I try to stay on the outskirts just in case the maitre d' or somebody needs me, at the moment, and they don't have to find me in the middle of the dance floor. But I'm telling you, I was, putting my hand up on my hip and dip and dip and dip all through the dance floor. It took me 10 minutes to go like 30 feet. And I was laughing to myself, but at the same time, I've got this huge problem that's about to brew on the other side of this room. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So believe you me, people thought that it was all fun and games and, oh, she's on the dance floor, she's having fun, not knowing that I am trying to really get down to a situation that is about to pop off on the other side of the room. It's funny now that I look back on it. It's comical now. It's comical for the couple because they were very appreciative. There was a situation brewing of an uninvited guest. We'll just leave it at that. And it was going left real quick. And, if that couple listens to this, God bless you. God love you. They now are married, oh gosh, I think probably maybe almost 20 years, 3 children in. So I love y'all, but y'all know who you are. And it was going left real quick, and actually law enforcement had to be involved. It was a situation. And people would never know that that's what I was, dipping and diving trying to get to. They just saw my face. My face never changed. I kept the poker face going and dancing, and a couple people twirled me around while I was going to the other side of the room. And, people just don't know all the work that goes in behind the scenes. 9 times out of 10, when you've seen a report come out from a company, you have no idea the work that went in to even produce the results for that report. Let's talk about the actual report itself, the paper. Some people don't even know how much time it took to type all of that up and even provide it. It is a lot of work behind the scenes to make things happen for a business. And there is no such thing as microwave success. And I wish that folks would try to understand that. I would say this: if you want to get into a specific industry, do some of the other duties within that industry to see just how much goes into it. I will tell you this: when I was becoming a certified event planner and I was doing a lot of weddings, this is years and years and years ago, 20 years ago, I decided to take classes in the different areas of event planning, especially in the wedding arena. I took a pastry class, a couple of pastry classes, cake classes. I took a floral class, a pretty big floral class, and it was quite expensive to take, a couple $1,000s, because I wanted to understand, and I also got a certificate in that as well, because I wanted to understand what really goes into all of this. When I did the cake course, I said, well, cake is cake, flour, sugar, butter, why do these wedding cakes cost so much? Well, when we did that type of project, like a wedding cake, a 5-tier wedding cake, and it had sugar flowers, and it had all of this fondant and decoration and everything on it, it was days of preparation, at least a week of preparation, because if you have sugar flowers, when you see those beautiful cakes that have all the sugar flowers on there, and they, some of them are grand, reaching to the ceiling, literally, all these layers, those sugar flowers, you cannot make those overnight. Those are things that are handmade, hand curated, and they have to dry. They have to dry to the point that if you drop them on the floor, they shatter. They have to dry like porcelain. And it takes days to do that. If you really want to make sure, you got to give yourself a week, at least a week. And then you have to put that stuff separate from everything else that you have going on in your kitchen. They can't be in areas of the kitchen that are damp because it's sugar. They can't get wet because there's sugar. And then how do you store them? Some of them you can't even store more than 4 or 5 of them together because they're so ornate, especially things like sugar, flowers. What is the flower? Orchids and more ornate type of flowers. You can't even you can make 20 of them, but you can't even house 20 of them together. They could only be like 2 to, a plastic box, and then you have to put layered paper towels or whatever in between so that it takes the moisture out of the air. Listen, it is a lot of work. A lot of work. Baking the cake is the least of your problems. That's the least of your problems. It's so much work. So much work. So when I say to you, you have no idea how much work goes in. When I say to you, don't be a part of this microwave generation. It seems so simple, but it really isn't. If you see the amount of work, I've watched some influencers create TikTok videos. And if you see the amount of work that goes in to creating that 15-second, 20-second TikTok video, you would be amazed. I was impressed. I was like, oh, that may not be my ministry, because it was a lot. And I know what goes into making videos. I edit videos and things all the time. Even making simple videos for clients with their products and putting music behind it. It takes a little time, and I don't use the type of thing where, software where it picks the song for me. Like, I literally look at the product, the names of the product, and find songs, with the lyrics that match, not always exactly, but, it's just because I think it's better. It makes for a better sale. It makes for a better marketing situation. It's a lot. It's quite a lot. So this microwave generation that we're living in, and I can't even say that we're living, because we've been living in this for a while. People want things fast, but they don't want to do the work. Do the work, get to those steps, each one of them, and step on each one and learn from each one. Because if you skip steps, trust me, it is going to come out in the end if you skip steps. You know what I mean? Don't skip steps. If you left out sugar out of a cake, could you still bake the cake? Absolutely. Cake is going to look amazing, but it's going to taste like trash because you skipped a step. So please, get out of this microwave mentality, the microwave success syndrome. Get out of that. Break yourself out of that, especially as an entrepreneur. But this can go across any business, anywhere. But especially because, I have my special, love for my fellow entrepreneurs and small business owners. Stop with the microwave success. It could take your business a year to pop, 2 years to pop. It just depends sometimes on the industry that you're in and how much work you're willing to put in. Some people are not willing to put in more than a couple hours a day. And if that's the case, in any business, it's going to take you much longer. It's just like if you were going to school for a degree and you went part-time, it's going to take you longer to finish. And let me just say this, that's okay if that's what you want to do. But don't put in the little bit of time and expect fast success. And even if, for whatever reason, you get the fast success, for whatever reason, you go viral, whatever, because everybody wants to go viral now with their videos. Be careful of being the one-hit wonder. Because there's some one-hit wonders you never heard from them again. It's very rare to be a one-hit wonder and still be getting paid off of that one hit. You could probably count on one hand. Speaking about, music business type stuff, So get out of that microwave success syndrome and learn to really work the different steps. Anything that is going to be successful, Learn the steps. Don't skip steps, because it will help you down the road. And you'll be way more successful for it, because you're going to learn some things that some things you have to go through. Some failures, because nobody wants to fail in business, but I'm telling you, failure is the greatest teacher. So don't skip steps. All right? That's the word I have for you guys today. Find me on social media, on all socials, at Onyx Queen Media. Instagram is my most active social media. And if you want to email me, keep the questions coming, or comments. I'm actually getting compliments and comments and emails, even more than questions, which I so appreciate. Email me, hello@onyxqueenmedia.com. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.